Duck carving started out of necessity as a way to make wooden decoys for hunting, but in the last couple of generations, it's turned into works of fine art.
Dave McNamara gives us a preview of one of the state's biggest duck carving exhibitions, and that's in tonight's Heart of Louisiana.
Louisiana is a state known for its birds and waterfowl, and it also has a reputation of being the home of world-class duck carvers.
My grandparents and some of my greater uncles, relatives, this is what they did for a living. This was their lifestyle. They lived off the land. They hunted, they trapped, they fished. And it's from a generation where you had to make what you needed.
Robbie Mathern is one of the organizers of the annual duck carving exhibition in Lockport called the Cajun Heritage Festival. It's an attraction for collectors and for those wanting to learn the art.
Carvers will be carving throughout the weekend that you can watch and ask questions. You can find out how you can get into it if you like, if you're interested in getting started.
What do you feel the interest level is among kids today in learning how to do duck carving?
The interest is definitely there. Duck carving in South Louisiana is part of our heritage. It's our art form.
Today's carved wooden decoys have evolved into pieces of fine art. Jet Brunet says his father, five-time world champion Tan Brunet, developed a technique for adding fine detail to his carvings.
He developed this way of wood burning, fine burn lines into each feather, looking like a real feather. Each barb line is wood burn to the exact number of lines on an individual feather. There's probably about 10 different colors on each of these individual feathers.
Did you enjoy biology when you were in high school?
I did not, and I wish I had, because now I go back to studying these kind of things.
Jet and his brother Jude Brunet are also world champion carvers.
The wood burning's done all except for on the tail, which is 2 pieces, and you put every little stroke that's on here. You're looking probably at 3 weeks a month to burn a bird this size.
At the Cajun Heritage Festival, duck carvers will be selling their creations and competing for prizes and bragging rights.
So we have around 80 or so different types of contests where carvers can carve everything from different styles of decoys, but also things like birds, songbirds, cardinals, blue jays, things like that as well.
And it's a chance to see how skilled hands with a knife and a lot of patience can capture the beauty of the wildlife that has been part of the landscape here for generations. With the Heart of Louisiana, Dave McNamara, Fox 8 Local First.
You can see the duck carving exhibition at the Cajun Heritage Festival at the La Rose Civic Center Friday through Sunday, June 2nd through the 4th.